It's your boy Jay with Organic Money with your weekly news wrap up. Here on this weekly news wrap up, man, I try to go over the most important things that's happened economically that affect me and you. And I try to break them down in layman's terms so you understand. We're going to talk about the eviction ban. We're talking about the banks. We're going to talk about cryptocurrency. And we're also going to talk about what's going on economically just overall here in the United States and here around the world. So here in the United States, we have eviction bans that just went up in the beginning of the month, right? Today is Friday, August the 6th. And right now you have 3.6 million Americans at risk of losing their houses or being pushed out, right? So when we're still in the midst of a pandemic, we got the Delta variant going on. We had 200,000 new cases come Monday, and today on Friday, we have around 130 new cases pending. So a lot of people are still struggling with it, man. And rest in peace to my family and some of my aunts, man, who's passed away due to this unfortunate variance and whatever you want to call it is taking place. This is a sad time, man. I know a lot of people is going through a lot of losses right now. Just going around social media is pretty dire right now, man. And I know it's a rough time, but we just got to get through it. You know, just try to stay as healthy as possible. Eat healthy and put healthy things in your body, you know. But let's get back to it. So, you know, you still got, I think we had a total of 51 million people that actually filed for unemployment during this pandemic. And right now, we still have millions of people filing for unemployment during the pandemic. So it just goes to show that people are still struggling, even though these eviction bans are up. But what I try to tell people, like, it's easy to print money and it's easy to throw a net out there to catch people, but it's harder to drop them, right? So we gotta see how this eviction ban play out, because what this eviction ban can do is cause another housing crisis. Because not only do you have renters that haven't paid rent, you also have owners that haven't paid rent. And everybody know in the real estate market and the housing market, you look for houses where there's jobs. That's the key. With a lot of people not working or having sustainable jobs, it's hard to find people in a nice booming real estate market, right? Another thing too we have is that you have some states that still aren't implementing the ban yet. For example, you have Illinois, they're still waiting till the end of the month to implement their eviction bans. You have Maryland, I think they wait till the mid-August to implement their eviction bans. DC's wait till the end of August to implement their eviction bans. And you also have California wait till October. So not all states are actually implementing the eviction ban right now, but like I said, the axe is still coming, right? And this time we have going on, we have some of the worst things going on ever. You have some of the worst record highs happening right here during the midst of this pandemic. Globally, global banks made a record high in profit last year, right? $170 billion haul, right? A lot of people was around here talking about, oh yeah, the government giving us free money, $1,200, PPP loans. But the real money is with these financial institutions, okay? That's the ones who really get saved, because banks was in trouble before this pandemic happened. I'm not sure if you noticed or not. If you look at my old posts before the pandemic happened, you would see that these banks were in trouble. They had stress tests, and they was failing these stress tests. A stress test is when you go inside a bank and you see how they will react in case it was a crisis or something like that, to where people want to take their money out of the bank. You know, these banks was very volatile before the pandemic happened. So this pandemic has really helped these financial institutions a lot. So like I said, global banks made a haul of $170 billion this year, with the U.S. #1 bank by assets, JP Morgan, leading. Okay, they leading. JP Morgan Bank is the one that leading the global banks. They was making $131 million a day. Just give me one. Just give me one. I'm gonna go get my one anyway, and I'm gonna double that. But yeah, they made $131 million a day. Not only that, record high was broke. We have another record high. We just talked about people being evicted now. Rents also hit a record high in June, right? Year over year, from this June compared to last June, you had record high increase in price for rent, which is 14%. 14% in the midst of the pandemic. Now, these are some of the worst records to break when people are at their worst. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these banks are making tons of money, and these renters are charging the highest prices when people are at their worst, right? So that's tough thing to stomach right there, man. And a lot of this stuff come from, even the banks being profitable, man. A lot of this stuff come from that money printing, you know, and that's what's going on in Venezuela. This week too, Venezuela said they're gonna drop 6 zeros off their currency. Their currency is so worthless that they gotta drop off 6 zeros. Imagine having $6 million, but then your government dropping off 6 zeros because that $1 million ain't worth nothing but $10 over here. You get what I'm saying? That just goes to show you how worthless that currency is over there. And that's what happens when you print money freely with no repercussions. You put your economy in a bad state. And what they're trying to do in Venezuela is push everybody to go to their digital currency now. They're trying to go to their digital coin. Speaking of digital currency, well, in cryptocurrency, Ethereum had something great that happened this week. They had something they called the London hard fork that took place this year, where they upgraded their system. Now, what this did was basically, Ethereum had a bunch of jam, like I said, like it's a car jam on the interstate. It had a bunch of car jams to where a lot of people was getting fees, and people was bidding on fees instead of having a set price of fee or how much they'll pay if they was to take their money out or transfer it or whatever, right? So the fees would fluctuate in big time. So what this London bridge ended up doing was helping open that lane up to where more people can purchase. So what happens is it makes transaction faster, it makes it more visible for people to see what their fees are going to be. So this is going to help the cryptocurrency go up. And actually it went up 20% this week alone for Ethereum. Now Bitcoin's also up this week to 41,000, right? Another good news as far as cryptocurrency is concerned is that Fidelity, right? Fidelity is a financial institution, and what they're doing is putting $20 million into a mining company. All right, a mining company is a company that actually are the ones that compute the information to make the cryptocurrency. They do the algorithms behind the scene on the computers in order to put the actual cryptocurrency in circulation, right? So what this financial institution is doing is betting $20 million in cryptocurrency, which is showing that they're seeing cryptocurrency as a future investment, and they're basically putting their money where their mouth is. And it's a good sign for us cryptocurrency investors, right? So those were the two huge things that happened in cryptocurrency this week. So if you see any fluctuation in the price this week, it was due to those two things. And also, man, you know, the next video we're gonna talk about these vaccines, because it's getting out of hand. You know, our people are being misled about these vaccinations. You know, I'm having family members that pass away, and I'm getting sick and tired of being quiet about the subject. So our next video, we're gonna go in a little depth about what's going on with COVID and vaccination. And like I said, I was just watching the ESPN, and I was just seeing how Stephen A. Smith and, you know, all these ESPN reporters are for people getting vaccinated, but they're not going to talk about the side effects that comes with it and the death that's happening in people's family right here. So yeah, man, we're gonna get into that on our next video. But yeah, so y'all can share this, man, like this, like-minded people. If this help y'all guys out with knowing this information, if y'all got a topic y'all want me to speak on, y'all let me know. But yeah, like, share, and leave our comments below, man. We'll get back to you. It's Jay with Organic Money. Stay in the know. Peace.